Can we go back to adrenaline? Can we go back to adrenaline? Girl, you know that we've been settling.
It's the Dance Fusion Show on PBU. I'm James Steinhubel, and we have our host and artistic director, Marianne Kuebler, and our two guests today, Anne-Marie Scott and Olivia Schotte. How you doing, Marianne?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, we're we're up and running, and that's positive, right? The kids are coming in, and the adults are coming in, and limited class size, but it's great to have everybody back in the studio, so that's good.
And probably not a bad gradient restart. Get everybody used to having people back and getting used to the schedule again. It's been a year.
Yeah, isn't that unbelievable? It is. I think on the 14th of March is when we shut our doors. That's scary.
And we had our first Dance Fusion, a Dance Fusion interview shortly thereafter, which turned into the Dance Fusion Show. Which
Yep.
Anne-Marie, you've been on, and Olivia, you've been on. It's good to have both of you.
Mhm.
And so now here we are. We got pro dancer in Vancouver and pro dancer's mom, teacher, alumni here in Sherwood Park. So we're going to discuss, I guess, the dynamic reality that you're living in, Olivia. How's it going for you?
It's going well. Yeah. Here in Vancouver, I mean, sometimes I do just turn off the news and everything just to get a little bit of a break, but things are going well here. The studios are open, but everything is at very low intensity. There's no high intensity allowed right now, and so that's kind of definitely shifted the vibe of the studio and classes and everything. But I think everyone's just happy to get some sort of dance in their life and in the studio as much as you can.
We'll get a little bit into your routine, but I want to talk to your mom, Anne-Marie. And so, how's it going with you? You're teaching, but you got to live out in Vancouver. So how's that going?
Well, I mean, anytime your child moves away from home, there's always, the separation stuff at the beginning. But I was so excited for her to get to pursue something that she was completely passionate about, that you're just proud that they're able to take that next step in their career and try to support them the best way that you can, right?
So that's good. So now, Olivia, we visited before about where you are and what you're doing, but just by way of a recap, so maybe someone hasn't watched the show. I don't know who, but maybe there's one person out there that didn't see the last time you were on TV. So what are you up to, and what is it supposed to be, and how's it looking?
Yeah. So a little update, run through. I was in ITP, the intense training program at Harbor Dance Center last year. And as soon as COVID hit, obviously doors closed and I went back home for quite a while. I was able to go back in June for a little bit. And we did some filming of the dances that we had throughout the year. So I was back here for a few weeks, and now I'm in the sort of alumni program after that. So everyone who was in the program last year is invited back, and it's more student run, and it's very focused on the dancers becoming the teacher. So I get taught by my peers and I teach my peers. And so it started out pretty big. There was lots of people in, and as soon as they closed the doors again and they opened up again, definitely it was not everyone coming back. Lots of people were hesitant coming back just because of COVID, and some people just, I feel as lots of dancers right now are kind of in the headspace of it's not the same right now, and it's just really hard getting back, and they're just not ready for that, which I totally understand. But I have been just starting to get back into classes recently. I have been working and earning that paycheck. And I've recently found a big passion for, don't mean to brag, but working out. um, some way of just, I found a bit of an outlet to get my physical activity in and keep in shape while the doors are closed or dance isn't the same and I'm not able to go as frequently. And I've definitely found lots of joy in that, which I did not see myself being that kind of gym rat, you know. But yeah, things are going good. Just going with the flow.
I want to talk a little bit more about learning to be a teacher, but let's ask your mom, Anne Marie. You're teaching now, so now you've gone through the Zoom, and now your students are coming back. So what did you do to make that mental transition, and what are the positives that you're seeing happening that from COVID, now seeing it in the studio?
Yeah, so I think we were all just really excited to get the kids back in the studio and to see them face to face. That was certainly a shift in energy. It was, of course, we were really happy to have Zoom and have the ability to keep connected with our kids with the pandemic, but it was just hard to keep that energy up when you're teaching to a very silent screen all the time. So having the kids back in the studio and be able to have their energy, even though they're wearing masks all the time, so we're not seeing those smiles, but we're looking for different things like smiles in their eyes. And I think the kids are super excited to be back in the studio. There are some challenges that we are definitely working on. One is the limit for class size. So a number of our classes are larger than the limit of 10, which includes the instructor. So sometimes we are having this kids broken into two different groups, and they're in two different studios. So we are communicating with them on Zoom. And sometimes I have one class on Wednesday that I run back and forth between the studios just because I want to physically be in there with them and see what they're doing. So that's still a challenge. And we have some kids who are remaining at home because they feel more comfortable being at home on Zoom. So in that case, sometimes we have two studios going as well as kids at Zoom. So we are actually learning every single day something new, which is great to challenge us as instructors. And I would say that our staff has done an incredible job. I know that sometimes we chat a little bit either via text or crossing in the hallways and just motivate each other and keep each other going, or pass along little tips of things that are working for each other. And that that's kind of our reality right now. We're really excited to have people back in, but learning and meeting the challenges that go with that along the way.
That was great. A couple other questions, but I wanted to talk to Marianne just for a bit. Now, when summer was on and you had Olivia and Peyton, everybody back in the studio, you had them teaching and doing sort of that kind of peer group then too, didn't you?
Well, the kids that they were teaching were younger. They did do some of the drop-ins, right? You guys both did, Olivia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that would be the older kids. We don't want anybody to just not dance for months. So we offer drop-ins for the older people over the summer. So on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, we have ballet and jazz classes. So they keep their stamina and their technique up over the summer. So Olivia and Peyton did summer schools during the day with little people. Mm-hmm. And then occasionally they did some of the evening classes as well. So, yeah.
It's I don't want to say summer's right around the corner, but it is. It's the next season. Well, we're theoretically still in winter for a couple weeks, and then we're into spring. Are you going to continue to run drop-ins this summer based on?
Most definitely, as long as things keep progressing. Yeah, like we're actually this weekend, Sunday and Monday, we're doing ballet exams here, which I did not think would ever happen. but they are going to be videotaped and then sent in, but at least the kids will accomplish that, which is great for them, right?
That now is that content protected under or private content because it's part of their ballet society stuff, or can you give some of that to TVU?
Well, what we're going to do for you, and Anne McCready, who is one of our major teachers, is going to tape the kids warming up on Sunday and Monday, and she's going to take some snapshots as well. And so she's going to be our guest next week. And so she'll go over the exam stuff with you at the same time.
You know, I wanted to commend you, Marianne, for the depth and wisdom that you apply to your business and how much insight that you have with each of your students and your staff. And I've noticed it several times. And you know, I could name them and do, but especially with Olivia, that you actually got her set up, got her feet running with this kind of peer teaching and everything. And it's so cool how you run it. So now, Olivia, you're there, you're doing you're now student run, you're becoming, you know, one of the masters of dance to teach, right? So of course they're doing everything that these places do. They put you out way past your ability and see how you respond. But how, you know, as you're learning to teach and you're gaining that, and so it's people are closer to your age. What kind of things come to your mind about Dance Fusion that helped you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I started student teaching and assisting quite at a young age in Dance Fusion, and I progressively learned more and ended up my last year dancing there. Like when I was in high school, I was able to have my own classes, and it definitely it brings a different love for dance. Definitely, it's just being able to pass all your knowledge and your passion and everything, and being able to pass it down. And I definitely, everything that I know right now about teaching and everything I have learned from Dance Fusion, and definitely two huge mentors of mine and learning how to teach were Marianne and Anne-Marie. Marianne and Anne-Marie. Yeah, it's just such especially, I've talked about this before, how much of a family Dance Fusion feels like. It just brings, whenever I teach, I just want to pass that family feeling and the passion that I love and I've had dancing just down to other people, and definitely teaching people my age and obviously who I didn't grow up dancing with or around over here has brought such a different picture to how individual each, because everyone comes to this program with a different story. They come from their home studio and they come, so everyone was on the same road as I was, learning, working their way up with teaching, and now coming to a group of new people. And definitely it's so cool to see how everyone has their Dance Fusion like I do.
That's so interesting. The I'll come back to you, and then I just want to talk to Anne one more time. Sorry. Now you're in there's a big age group. You have people teaching like what Olivia's saying, from 14, 15 now up to you know maybe as old as me. So a lot of these younger people, you know, would have. You said you're sharing a little bit of tidbits in the hallway about how you're getting through the technology. Are you on the advanced technology side, or are they more helping you, the younger people, younger teachers?
That's really great, because I came into the beginning of the pandemic with absolutely no knowledge of Zoom whatsoever. And I think we've had a huge learning curve all the way. And sometimes I feel completely lost and I'm staring at a screen going, what's wrong now, right? But then there's other times like on Monday night when we're having issues in one of the studios that I was actually able to come in and offer a solution. So I think it's a bit of give and take. Sometimes you feel like an absolute amateur, and sometimes you think, "Ha, I got this now." You know.
That's so good. That's so good. And it's empowering to know how to use tools. You know, these technology things are tools. So,
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Olivia, can you, so you're in your last year, you're in the alumni year, you're going to come out the end of this high intensity program. What's the goals and vision? What's any hopes or dreams that you got?
It's definitely shifted because of COVID. I mean, right now I feel like for many, many, many dancers, the future is a big question mark because the entire industry has kind of turned upside down and everyone's trying to figure everything out. So I'm actually not too sure what the future holds, but I think definitely dance will always be a part of my life. And I think just keep going with the flow and seeing where things go. I think that's the best mindset I can have right now, is just to keep my mind open and keep my love for dance and my passion keep growing and kind of, just see where things go.
That's so good. That's such a balanced and abundant view.
I just want to add something. I feel bad for Olivia because, well, I do, because she got accepted into this program and you're all excited because you're going to a new studio or a new city and you're going to be training, and then COVID hits. And so her first year, which was 1920, got cut short because of COVID. Then things kind of reopen again. So she goes back to do the alumni year and the same thing happens to her. So she's actually missed out on 2 years of training, and I feel she was cheated and I feel bad for that.
Mm. And what do you think, Anne-Marie?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I know Olivia is really trying to keep a very positive outlook, and I commend her for that. That's awesome. But I think the same thing for a lot of those dancers is that they went into it, they're trying to get the training so that they can move on in some sort of professional aspect. And not only is their training shut down, but a lot of the opportunities have been shut down too. So like any opportunity for auditions has been, very limited now. Cruise lines were shut down. Disney was shut down. Vegas was shut down. The industry in Vancouver for television and film was shut down for such a long time. It's starting to open back up again. So I think it's really difficult for these kids to have 2 years of that taken away. They were training 20 hours plus a week. They went down to training maybe in their living room if 4 roommates could find a little square in their kitchen to find a place to do some plies, so that whole the whole training was essentially put on hold for a while. And so now they're sitting there and they're a little bit older, 2 years older, and they have to decide, and even at this point, Olivia's not even able still to train at the level she was at. Everything is low intensity, which is not where professional dancers train at, not the level that they train at. And so they're all struggling to find what the new reality is and where to go. And I think that big question mark, I'll talk to it from a dance perspective, but it's in everything that everybody was going for. Sports, people going to university for the first time, trying to navigate it online. Like our whole world has been turned upside down, and these young people as we're all trying to find a new reality, and these young people are trying to figure it out for themselves. So it's tough.
Yeah.
I understand. But the good news is that you can't put dance down. It keeps popping back up, and people live
That's
it,
right.
and that means that it will come back into the business, into the culture, and everyone will just have to get, just like at Dance Fusion, everyone's getting used to having kids back. People will just get used to putting events on again, and getting the showroom set up and the ballrooms and everything that they do to bring the dance community back.
And we will figure it out.
Yeah, so it's happening, and new faces. There'll be new promoters, new cruise ship owners, new casino owners. Everything's new. So yeah, keeping your feet going is the main thing. That's the Dance Fusion Show, and we've had Marianne Kuebler, artistic director and host, and Anne-Marie Scott and Olivia Schotte.
Thank you.
Oh, and stay tuned. Well, we have some video here at the end.
Right.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird that sings a love song as we stroll along. Walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman. We'll pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man. But you can do the job if you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Hey, hey! Hey! Oh. Oh. Yeah. We can build a snowman. We'll pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? You say, no man. But you can do the job if you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.